Here with Brian from Hyperledger. So, Brian, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Of course.
So, we're just going around asking everybody at the conference to give a 5-minute overview of what you're doing, where you're from, and any future plans that you feel like sharing with the community.
Right.
So,
So-
it's all you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm Brian Bellendorf. I'm executive director of Hyperledger, which is a project hosted at the Linux Foundation. We are a consortium of hundreds of developers and hundreds of companies as well, working together to build open source software, software that you can use for no price, no licensing cost. You can make tons of money from it. This is software that we expect communities to go and take and use to stand up their own distributed ledgers, right? So we have people using these technologies now in the financial space, in healthcare, in supply chain, and our members include some of the biggest companies in the world, all right, but also a whole lot of startups, a whole lot of international organizations as well. About 40% of our members are actually in Asia, another 30% in Europe, and they include companies like Airbus and Daimler and IBM, but startup companies as well, building interesting music-based blockchain technologies, those sorts of things. So we really believe in communities getting together to not only define standards, but to build code. We're also kind of post-token too. I mean, these are platforms that you don't have to run an ICO and raise a lot of money, although it's often fun to do those things. But these are platforms that you simply pull together a community of people with the same common interest. You stand things up, you run, and you get a lot of transactions going, and then you can tokenize things on top. And that's one of the big differences between this and other systems out there. And we're a completely open book. So we've got training materials, courseware, we've got something on edx.org, which is a big MOOC. That 77,000 people have already signed up for. And we really want to involve all the developers out there building blockchain technologies in our community.
Awesome. So, what is your web address? How do people find you? What's your social media signal or anything like that?
The root of all things is hyperledger.org, and the nice thing about having kind of a distinctive name is we're at Hyperledger on just about everything.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add? Is there any new upcoming stuff that you're allowed to talk about?
No, I mean, we've got 10 different technology projects under Hyperledger, including one that we just added yesterday called Caliper, which is about benchmarking of blockchain platforms. But we're trying to touch everything from Ethereum smart contracts to self-sovereign identity to all sorts of fun stuff. So just come and check us out at hyperledger.org.
Brian, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of people will be following you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.